we are going to learn about optical fiber modes. Optical fiber modes are basically categorized into two types. One is based on type of EM wave propagating in the optical fiber cable, and second one is based on the medium in which the light ray is propagating. So based on propagation medium, one classification; based on type of wave propagating, another classification. And as per Huygens theory, light ray can be considered as the electromagnetic wave. And you know very well there are several kinds of electromagnetic waves like transverse electromagnetic wave TE mode, and electromagnetic waves with TM mode, waves with TEM mode. So among these three, TE mode, TM mode and TEM mode, which light mode is propagating, and for which light rays a particular mode is propagating within the optical fiber cable. So based on that, one classification is done. So based on this type of electromagnetic wave propagating, again there are two different light modes are propagating. First one is the exact mode, and second one is non-exact mode. Now what is the exact mode? Exact modes are nothing but the modes which are having the solutions in Maxwell's equation. You know very well there are very famous 4 Maxwell's equations are there. With the help of those Maxwell's equations, if we get the solution for this light mode, that mode is called as the exact mode. And if there are no solutions in the Maxwell's equations for a given mode, those light modes are the non-exact modes. Examples for non-exact modes are the linearly polarized modes, and examples for exact modes are TE mode, TM mode and hybrid modes. TE mode, TM mode and hybrid modes, they have the solutions in Maxwell's equations, whereas linearly polarized modes, especially in higher order, they are not having the solutions, right? So based on type of EM wave propagating, there are two different types of light modes are there. They are exact modes and non-exact modes. Exact modes are having the solutions in Maxwell's equations. Non-exact modes are not having the solutions in the Maxwell's equations. And exact modes. Again, these exact modes are classified into two types. Again, these exact modes are classified into two types. So this is based on the type of the light ray that is entering into the optical fiber cable. Suppose let us consider if the meridional light rays are propagating within the fiber. What are the meridional rays? The light rays which enter exactly at the center of the core axis, they are the meridional light rays. So wherever the meridional light rays are propagating within the fiber core, then the corresponding modes are TE mode and TM mode. And if skew rays are propagating within the optical fiber, then the corresponding modes are the hybrid modes. There are two hybrid modes, EH mode and HE mode. So the modes corresponding to skew rays are the hybrid modes. The modes corresponding to meridional rays are the TE mode and TM mode. So that's it. This is the classification based on the type of EM wave propagating within the optical fiber cable. And if we see other classification based on the medium in which the light is propagating, the light modes are categorized into three types. They are the guided modes, radiation modes and leaky mode. Guided mode, radiation mode and leaky mode. And from the beginning onwards, we have been using the word mode. What is the mode? What do you mean by mode? So mode is representing the field orientation, the direction of field lines, that is the mode. So wherever the light rays are propagating within the optical fiber cable, in which direction these light rays are oriented, that is described by a particular mode. So we'll see these different modes one by one. So first we start with the modes based on type of EM wave propagating. Based on the type of EM wave propagating, modes are two types, exact modes and non-exact modes. Now we are going to start exact modes. What are the exact modes? Usually, optical fiber cable can be considered as the cylindrical waveguide, and if a meridional light ray is entering into the optical fiber cable, if a meridional light ray is entering into the optical fiber core medium, then the exact modes corresponding are TE mode and TM mode, and the order of these modes are specified by NM. Order of these modes are NM. And if the skew ray is propagating within the optical fiber core medium, then the corresponding modes are the hybrid modes. And these hybrid modes are EH mode and HE mode. Order of these modes is NM. Order of these modes is N by M. And whether it is a TE mode or TM mode or EH mode or HE mode, for all these modes, the solutions are available by the Maxwell's equations. So these are the exact modes. So if you see the TE mode, what is this TE mode? Transverse electric mode. So if you consider Z is the direction of propagation of the light signal to this, if the electric field component is transverse, electric field component is perpendicular to this, so Ez component is equal to 0, but there is a particular magnetic field component along the direction of propagation of light. Such kind of mode is called as the TE mode. And suppose if Z is the propagation of direction of propagation of light signal, and if the magnetic field is perpendicular to this direction of propagation, then Hz component is equal to 0, but there is a finite electric field component Ez along the direction of propagation of light. Such kind of modes are called as TM modes. Whenever the light rays are propagating within the optical fiber cable by entering exactly at the center of the core axis, that means the meridional light rays. For the meridional light rays, the corresponding light modes are TE mode and TM mode. And whenever the light ray enters at a point which is other than the center of the core axis, that light ray is the skew ray, and if the skew rays are propagating within the optical fiber core medium, then the corresponding light modes are the hybrid modes. So in hybrid modes, no field component will be 0. Either electric field component is 0 nor magnetic field component is 0. So here in this particular mode, both electric and magnetic field components are present. So let us consider Z is the direction of propagation of the light signal, and here there is certain magnetic field component along the direction of propagation of light, and also there is certain electric field component in the direction of propagation of light. But here the transverse electric field component is greater than transverse magnetic field component. So in this particular case, the mode is called as EH mode. So in EH mode, electric field component is greater than magnetic field component. And consider HE mode. For that, again you consider Z is the direction of propagation of light signal, and there is some transverse electric field component which is along the direction of propagation, that is E, and there is some magnetic field component along the direction of propagation of light signal, that is H. If the transverse magnetic field component is greater than transverse electric field component, that is called as the HE mode. So in both EH mode and HE mode, both electric field component is there, magnetic field component is there. In case of EH hybrid mode, transverse electric field component is greater than transverse magnetic field component, and in case of HE mode, transverse magnetic field component is greater than transverse electric field components, right? So as a summary, if you see the exact modes, the meridional light rays are corresponding to either TE mode or TM mode, and the skew rays are corresponding to either EH mode or HE mode, and these exact modes are having the solutions in the Maxwell's equations. And now we will see what are the non-exact modes. What are the non-exact modes? Non-exact modes are the light modes for which there is no direct solution in the Maxwell's equation. There is no solution in the Maxwell's equation, and examples are linearly polarized modes. Even though they are not having the exact solution by using the Maxwell's equations, but they can be derived by using the exact modes like TE mode, TM mode and hybrid modes. Linearly polarized modes, these linearly polarized modes can be derived by using the exact modes also. So in the fundamental modes, means in the lower order, these linearly polarized modes are having the solutions in Maxwell's equations, but that is true only for lower order. But if you go for higher order linearly polarized modes, there are no solutions in the Maxwell's equations, but they will be approximated by either TE mode, TM mode and hybrid modes. And also in optical fiber cable, we know very well there are two different materials used for core and cladding, which are slightly varying in their refractive indices. And for smaller delta values, that means if delta value is far less than 1, then the hybrid modes EH and HE, they are propagating with the identical propagation constants. If delta value is too small, then EH mode and HE mode are traveling with the identical propagation constant. So whenever these are propagating with the identical propagation constants, such types of modes are called as the degenerate modes. So these degenerate modes will be helpful to define the linearly polarized modes. So now we will see how the linearly polarized modes can be derived with the help of TE mode, TM mode, EH mode and HE mode, and how many such kind of degenerate modes are required, we are going to see now. So for that, we have to focus on a certain relation between the linearly polarized modes and the traditional exact modes. So these three equations, they give the relation between linearly polarized modes and the exact modes. So of order n by m. Suppose if the linearly polarized mode with the order 0m, consider that LP0m mode is derived from HE1m mode. What is this LP0m? LP0m mode is the non-exact mode. What is HE1m? HE1m is the exact mode. So this non-exact mode is derived from exact mode, right? And what is the n value of linearly polarized mode here? Here n value is equal to 0. LP0m mode will be derived from HE1m mode. And suppose consider LP1m mode. N value is 1 now. This LP1m mode will be derived from three different exact modes. And they are TE0m mode, TM0M mode and HE2M mode. So here this LP1M mode is the combination of TE0M, TM0M and HE2M. See here, whenever you are using HE, its N value is incremented by 1 when compared to the linearly polarized mode. In the previous case, N value is 0, it is derived from a HE mode where N value is equal to 1, 0 plus 1. And here in this LP1M mode, here N value equal to 1 and just observe the value of N in HE mode, that is 1 plus 1, that is 2, HE2M mode. So LP1M mode is derived from 3 different exact modes, TE0M, TM0M and HE2M. And now consider this N value is greater than 1, means this N value may be either 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on, right? And for LP-NM mode, if you consider LP-NM mode for N greater than or equal to 2, that particular higher order linearly polarized mode can be derived from 2 different types of hybrid modes, that is HE-N plus 1M mode and EH-N minus 1M mode. So with the help of these 3 relations, we can get the combinations of exact modes for various linearly polarized modes. Please have a glance on these 3 equations now. Now we will see how the linearly polarized modes can be derived from exact modes. Let us consider LP0. For example, consider LP01 mode. This LP01 mode can be derived from HE11 mode. And how many HE11 modes are required to generate LP01? 2 modes are required. So if you combine 2 HE11 modes, then LP01 mode can be obtained. So number of degenerate modes required to get LP01 mode is 2. And now consider LP11. This LP11 mode can be derived from TE01, TM01 and HE21. HE21. So here we need one TE01 mode and one TM01 mode and 2 hybrid modes. 2 hybrid modes of HE21 order. So totally how many degenerate modes are required? 2 HE21 modes, 1 TM mode and 1 TE mode. So totally 4 degenerate modes are required to generate LP11 mode. And similarly, if you see LP21, here N value is greater than 1. So if N value is greater than 1, then this linearly polarized mode can be derived from 2 hybrid modes, both EH mode and HE mode. So here 2 EH modes of order 1 1 and 2 HE modes of order 3 by 1 are required. So this LP21 mode can be derived from 2 EH11 modes and 2 HE31 modes. Totally 4 degenerate modes are required to generate LP21. Similarly, just see LP41. Just see LP41. Here also N value is greater than 1. If N value is greater than 1, it can be obtained from the combination of EH and HE modes. So LP41 mode can be derived from HE51 mode and EH31 mode, and each must be 2, right? So with the combination of 2 EH31 modes and 2 HE51 modes, one LP41 mode will be derived. So number of degenerate modes required here are 4. So in this way we can derive either lower order linearly polarized mode or higher order linearly polarized mode just with the help of these 3 expressions. And now in this slide we are going to see how the linearly polarized modes will be distributed in the field. So here this one, it is representing the linearly polarized mode of a different order, and this column, it is representing the exact modes which are used to generate these linearly polarized modes. So just by combining these exact modes, we are going to derive these linearly polarized modes, and this is representing the field orientation. This is representing the field orientation for these corresponding linearly polarized modes, and this is representing the field intensities. It is representing field lines and it is representing the field intensities. Suppose if you consider LP01, we have already seen this LP01 is derived from HE11 mode. In HE11 mode, the field lines are oriented in this direction and the field intensity is oriented like this. And similarly, if you consider LP11 mode, this LP11 mode can be derived from three different modes. They are TE01, TM01 and HE21, and the field lines for TE01 are oriented in this direction, and for TM01 the field lines are oriented in this direction, and for HE21 the field lines are oriented in this direction. So if all these three different modes are combined together, then they form a linearly polarized mode with the order 1 1. So now you can see the field intensities here. Similarly, if you consider LP21 mode, this LP21 mode can be derived from two modes, EH11 mode and HE31 mode, and here this is the field orientation for EH11 mode and this is the field and orientation for HE31, and these are the corresponding field intensities. So in this way, just by combining these exact modes, we can get the linearly polarized modes. So here you can observe the field intensities of various modes like LP01 mode, LP11 mode, LP02 mode, LP31 mode. So like this you can observe the field intensities. So to visualize these field intensities, the simulation tools like OptiSim will be used. By the help of the simulation tools like OptiSim, you can visualize the field lines as well as the field intensities for various linearly polarized modes. So to derive all these modes, remember these fundamental formulae. With the help of these relations, we are going to derive the solution for any linearly polarized mode. With this, we have completed the modes which are classified based on the type of EM wave propagating in the fiber. And now we will go to the next classification, which is based on the medium in which the light rays are propagating. So based on the medium in which the light rays are propagating, the light modes are classified into three types. They are guided mode, radiation mode and leaky mode. Guided mode, radiation mode and leaky. For carrying the information, always the light must be confined to the core medium only. So the light information is being guided within the core medium by the phenomena which is called as the total internal reflection. Right? So here let us assume this is the optical fiber cable, and here if we focus the laser source towards that optical fiber cable, so do you think all the light rays will propagate within the optical fiber cable? Obviously the answer is no. So whichever the light rays which are entering into the optical fiber cable with an incidence angle which is less than or equal to acceptance angle, only those light rays will totally internally reflected within the core medium. So the light rays which are confined to the core medium, those light rays will lead to guided mode. Right? So what is the condition to get the guided mode? The light ray must enter into the optical fiber cable with an angle of incidence which is less than or equal to acceptance angle. Only these light rays, they will maintain the critical angle condition at core cladding interface. Only these light rays will be totally internally reflected. So the light rays which are confined to the core medium, they are corresponding to guided mode. Only the light rays with the guided mode, they carry the information over longer distances within the optical fiber cable. So guided mode is very much essential for effective communication. And second one is radiation mode. Second mode is radiation mode. So these are the modes which are corresponding to the light rays which are entering with an incidence angle which is greater than acceptance angle. If any light ray is entering into the fiber with an angle greater than acceptance angle, then those light rays, they will not totally internally reflected within the fiber. Instead, they enter into the cladding medium. You can observe this diagram. So with the green colored light ray, this is entering into the optical fiber cable with an angle less than acceptance angle. Since the angle of incidence is less than acceptance angle, this light ray will be totally internally reflected at core cladding boundary. And now consider light ray B. This light ray B is entering into the optical fiber cable with an angle of incidence which is greater than acceptance angle. Since the angle of incidence is greater than acceptance angle, at core cladding interface, it will not maintain the critical angle and it will be refracted into the cladding medium. So the light rays which are escaped from the core medium and propagating in the cladding medium, those light modes are the radiation modes. So these radiation modes, they lead to loss of information. Guided modes, they carry the information over the longer distances, whereas the radiation modes, they lead to loss of information. And these radiation modes also, just see here, after traveling for certain distances in the cladding medium, for some of the times, upon touching the cladding buffer boundary, it may maintain the critical angle condition there. Then this light ray will be internally reflected into the cladding medium and that may be again refracted into the core medium. So there is a possibility that these radiation modes, these lower order radiation modes may overlap with, may interfere with higher order guided modes within the core medium. So in this way, it causes the interference to the higher order guided modes in the core medium and leads to loss of information. And next one, leaky modes. So here let us assume the second condition. If the light ray enters into the optical fiber cable with an angle of incidence is greater than acceptance angle, generally the light ray will be refracted into the cladding medium. So here observe this one. So this is the light ray which is refracted into the cladding medium, but along with this refraction, certain amount of the light photons will be partially reflected into the core medium. These partial reflections of the light signal, it leads to leaky mode. So actually these partial reflections are not causing such much danger, right? So they won't affect the communication effectively, but in very few instances these leaky modes also will lead to the loss of information just by interfering with the higher order guided modes, right? So now remember, leaky modes are the light modes which are due to the partial reflections. So these partial reflections may also interfere with the higher order guided modes which are propagating in the core medium, that lead to loss of information. So in this way we can classify the light modes based on the medium in which the light rays are propagating. Guided modes are confined to the core medium, radiation modes are confined to the cladding medium, and whereas leaky modes are due to the partial reflections of the light signals within the core. Only the light signals which are propagating with the guided mode, they carry the information over longer distances, whereas both radiation mode and leaky mode, they lead to loss of information by interfering with the higher order guided modes. So in this way we can classify the optical fiber cables based on the type of the EM wave propagating in the fiber and based on the type of the medium in which the light rays are propagating. Thank you.